Hello Capricorn, this is a general reading for the month of April, and this is just to kind of give a good look at what is available for throughout the month of April and helping you to give you some focus and hopefully some clarity throughout the process. This is a generalized reading, and we're going to focus on the theme. The theme of the month of April for Capricorn is in the world, not of the world. Don't let yourself get too overwhelmed. Don't let yourself get too consumed. Do not pay so much attention to the news. It's good to be informed, but at some point you have to realize how much information makes it so that you are well informed and how much information makes you feel overwhelmed. You need to find that line, you need to draw it, and you need to stay within the boundaries of that line, at least right now. That might mean for some of you who have a passion at really paying attention to world events and really have a passion at making sure that you are informed about what's going on in various avenues as far as how this world is going and how events are occurring in all avenues. That might mean finding a line or pulling that line back a little bit further, not getting nearly as involved in searching for the information and seeking for the information. Find some key places that you know you trust for your information. Find a time and day that you know that you can maybe sit down and look at those key informations and then turn it all off. Turn it all off. And try to not be so much involved in the world as a whole and realize that even though you are partially in this world, it's not your entirety. Focus then on yourself and your family, whatever the case may be for you as an individual. So find the line. Find that line that lets you be informed and not overwhelmed. Draw it and stick with it. Set aside a time. Find those key sources that you trust. And then once you get the information, forget about it. And then instead of participating in the world in that way, participate in yourself and what makes up your personal life. That's what you need to be doing. Those are the changes you need to be applying for the month of April. That's your theme. And I have a feeling that for the most part, this isn't going to be a quick switch. This is not something that you're going to wake up on April 1st and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is one of those things that's going to take some time to create a habit of. Especially when, as events as they have been going, has had quite a few of us maybe turning on a little bit more, maybe have more time available to research more and to watch more and communicate more and be on the different platforms of media that's available to gain more and more and more information. And so we might even be on it more than we used to be, even those of us who are passionate about being informed. So I think that this is not something you're going to just figure, I'm switching now. It's something that you're going to have to very much focus on creating a new habit. And but definitely finding that line that allows you to get enough of the information to be informed about the world, but not so much steeped in it that you just got to pull back a little bit. That's the biggest thing. You really have to pull back. So what is your focus for the month? We have the Prince of Cups. And with this, I'm getting rely on your intuition. There's things that you, interestingly enough, I get a sense that for some of you, one of the reasons why you are continually checking in over and over again some of the sources and trying to find out if they have released new information is because there's something that you feel that you innately know. There's like this innate understanding that you have, this intuitive hit, this intuitive download that you've received. And you're waiting for the moment that what you think you know gets verified by that external information. You need to trust that what you know is enough. You don't need to look for validation through those sources that you've been kind of hunting. So your focus is really kind of honing in on your intuition. And the more you hone in on your intuition, the less you're going to get to a point where you feel you need to validate it through other sources, external sources. And you'll be able to get that line drawn that I was just speaking of and maintain that line, because you'll get to the point where you realize that what you know is, in fact, all that you need to know. you can glean that little information from the little bit that you get your information from that feeds your intuition enough for you to feel like it's sufficient and you can operate on it. And then you'll get to a point, a better point of realizing you can rely on that intuition. And the more you rely on that intuition, the less you'll need that source, those external sources. They're going to kind of feed into each other, if that makes sense. So your focus is really getting to the point where you feel you can trust your intuition on these matters, and kind of give up the need to constantly find validation, because you know what you know, and you know what you know is true. So what do you need to do? Queen of Wands. This is actually a repeat and another way of saying what I just said. Really creating that transformation. The Wands is speaking of that transformation that occurs, and the Queen is also affiliated or associated with Cups, and it really has to do with that just refining that intuitive skill. These two cards are feeding each other. This is your focus as well as your action. Really refining, really focusing, really getting to a point where you can trust your intuition. The more that this happens, the more control you have on that line that you need to draw, and the more you'll feel like you can trust your intuition, and you'll watch things in this world less and less. Because you'll be able to glean more from less. So that is your goal for April. That is what you need to focus on. And as you grow this skill, your intuitive skill and your intuitive strength, and the more you learn to trust it, the more it'll be applied to just very aspects of your life. And it'll make the month of April more palatable for you. Because you'll just know. You'll know when you're supposed to think a certain way. You'll know when you're supposed to make a choice a certain way. It sort of reduces the stress and pressure when you know that you can trust your intuition. So that is that for the month of April. I hope this helps you. I hope it gives you some clarity and some strength and encouragement. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Blessings.